How do you explain your success, your escape, if you will?
I think what counts for most of my success was the Cocoa Puffs. It was a black cereal, and it just kind of amplified. And then the sugar just got me high, and I was more hyperactive and just studied harder because I was under the influence of legal drugs. I want to talk about blackness, the book, my life, a little bit of tech stuff, and wrap it all into one. And why don't we just get started with this? First, a little bit more background of who I am. I'm a stand-up comic. I've been doing comedy for about 10 years. Started off in Boston and moved to New York 4.5, 5 years ago. I co-founded this blog, Jack and Jill Politics. Started in the summer of 2006 with Cheryl Conti, and it's a blog about U.S. politics, usually from a black perspective. The watermelon is our logo, and that symbolizes intelligence. Most smart people love watermelon, and that's really all that there is to it. If you see something else, you should get yourself checked out, because you have issues. You know, watermelon is just wonderful. And then I've written this book, and that's what we're here to talk mostly about. The book is called How to Be Black. I have a very simple marketing message. If you don't buy the book, you're a racist. And that's just true. It's not like a thing. It's not a hook. It's not a scam. And it works. It works. We actually found out after the first week that we made the New York Times bestseller list. So guilt works, ladies and gentlemen. I saw this brand of wine called Negro Amaro. I was like, that spoke to me. Negro wine. This is perfect. That's why I'm going to buy it. And so I posted to Twitter, and I was trying to antagonize my friend Elon James White, who's a great comedian, does a web series called This Week in Blackness and Blacking It Up. And I said, this weekend I picked my red wine because it was called Negro Amaro. That's how black I am. Elon James, how black are you? And then he responded, I see the subtle racial implications of Thundercats. Panthro is black, shirtless, and Lion-O's driver. How black are you? And so we went back and forth volleying, and hundreds of other people weighed in and threw their own observations on how black are you. And in the audience for this was a member of the HarperCollins team, a woman named Debbie Steer, and she brought me in and we had a nice conversation. They said, you should write a book. Why don't you write a book called How Black Are You? And I was like, why don't I not do that? That is a terrible idea. Because it was one thing to have that conversation and that tension and that battle between two people who know each other, two people who are comedians, and we have assumed the best intentions. I didn't want to hit America with that. I didn't trust America with that. I just had visions of watermelon dancing in my head. And like people were like, how black are you? I drink grape soda all the time. I'm like, no. America's not ready for how black are you at the Walmart bookshelf. Like, we can't do that just yet. We have some ways to go. But they said, well, what about how to be black? And I was like, yes, that is ridiculous. You can't answer that, thus I want to try.